Hey bitches. Hi. Welcome to my channel once again. I had such a lovely day today. I looked at the calendar just now while I was taking a shower and I thought, wow, the month is almost over. And I also realized that I never did an official October musings video, October favorites video, but I did do like that long ass London video, and that basically contained most of my October musings as well. But for this month, I wanted to get back into it. My skin is glistening. That's because I just treated it with the loveliest aloe gel for my face because it really needed some moisture, and I put on some really neat eye cream because I was looking a bit scraggly before. So now that I'm comfortable in my kimono, you know, just chilling, I got some candles lit. I can film in my living room today because Willem is on his little weekend getaway with some pals. I had to stay home because I have musical theater rehearsals and stuff like that. I decided, hey, let's make a nice setup here, cross-legged on my couch. Let's get cozy, let's get comfy, and let's kind of look back at the month. It's been really busy for me, honestly. I was looking at my journal earlier, and Martin kind of taught me how to art journal, and I was like, very often I saw the phrase, this needs to end. This busyness needs to end, which I did do for the last 2 weeks of the month, where I really guarded my day planner and was like, okay, no more than 3 like big appointments on a day, preferably 2, and the rest is just for catching up on work and administration, and that really helped. I went to see a show yesterday, a musical theater show, The Wiz. A friend of mine was playing in it, and I had so much fun. I had a really great time. And then today I got some happy mail, and I went to Arnhem because I had to get some special clothing items for the show that I'll be playing in, and then I stumbled across this new witchy store. So that was a lot of fun. It was a really cool store run by an American woman. She was so dope. She had a really neat selection of mass market and indie stuff. So obviously I did buy some stuff from her. Also, I majorly culled my collection. I mean, I think I let around 25 decks go. I put them as like job lots or lots on our Dutch marketplace, eBay-esque website that we have here in the Netherlands, and they were gone within minutes. So that was really good. Because I always, whenever I sell decks I, you know, no longer like, or maybe never liked, kind of felt pressured into getting, and weird stuff like that happens. I mean, I'm a grown-ass man, but it happens, can't help it. I tend to just want to get rid of them, so I don't put them up individually, but I'll put them up in bigger chunks. So right now I had a mass market chunk and an indie chunk, and some of the decks, you know, were decks that I really liked but had, you know, I don't even know how to say, outstayed their welcome a little bit, if that makes sense, you know? I don't really believe in decks having voices, per se. That's not really how decks interact with me, but I do believe in decks for a season, if that makes sense. apparently at that time in my life I needed it. And among those decks was, for example, Tarot of the Divine, which I was very hyped for back when it came out, and I rarely ever used it. And you know, that's definitely one of those decks that, once again, I have a problem with things becoming too popular and sort of oversaturating the field, which, you know, sounds kind of bratty, you know, like some annoying. Remember that annoying alternative kid in high school that never liked what was popular, and you were kind of like, oh, why you always gotta like dislike everything that's popular? I was that kid, and I will always be that kid, I think, you know, because it is a really, really good deck, but it just left me cold. So that was one of them. A couple ones that I got gifted or sent for reviews that I was kind of, you know, sometimes you do your review and you're like, ooh, this objectively looks really cool and the quality's good, and then it just falls flat and you never use it. So I got rid of a lot, and that's fine. I made a lot. I got a good amount of money for it, not as much as I could have had I listed each item separately, but I just wanted to have space. So what else did well, I don't know if you guys know this, but we don't really celebrate Christmas the American way over here with Santa Claus. We have a different celebration on December 5th called Sinterklaas. And this is a book that I got from a colleague. It's a book from the library. Because this is no longer in print, because there's some problematic imagery in here, which, you know, I can look past because I'm a grown adult and I can effectively know that it's wrong, yet still enjoy the nostalgia of the thing. And Sinterklaas is this guy who comes with this huge boat full of gifts and his little helpers. Comes from Spain to the Netherlands to gift presents. And this is a gorgeous illustrated book by Charlotte de Motton. She's a fabulous Dutch illustrator, and I don't know, it's just so evocative of nostalgia, and I just really, really like it. So that's Saint Nicholas of Myra, who kind of looks Hierophantian a little bit. But yeah, so I did get this book from that colleague of mine, and I really enjoy looking at the ornate paintings in here. It's just so much fun. There's so much to explore, and yeah. But yeah, you can't get this anymore, but I do love it. So I did get that. So let's see, what should I do first? New stuff or favorites? I'm gonna start with the favorites because that book was kind of a favorite, because that's kind of what we're gearing up for now. Next week, so that will be the weekend of December 3rd, December 4th. We will actually be celebrating Sinterklaas. We have some friends that have little kids who believe in Sinterklaas, and we will be celebrating. We already bought some gifts. It's gonna be cute. So we're gonna celebrate it over here. So that's fun. Let's see, favorites. So that book. A deck that I kind of rediscovered a little bit. I know I've talked about it quite a bunch. The Hollow Valley deck of symbols. Now, you can see me talking about this deck in a video. This was in the crate that I forgot all about. The thing is, this is a really good deck. I don't really care about the bigger guidebook. I actually really like that there's this little pamphlet in there that's just 3 pages if you don't include the cover, that has all the meanings on there, sort of a quick reference guide. I don't find the bigger guidebook that interesting. I wish she would sell it without that and make it more affordable. However, this deck is just really, really, really pretty. It's very minimalist, as you can see. I need to scoot over a little bit and show it to you. So it's very minimalist, very pretty. Ooh, my skin is very dewy and glowing. I love that. I don't know, it's just really, 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 really sweet, and I love it. I like it a lot. The imagery, the symbols really speak to me. I can really match my, you know, personal symbology and, you know, lingo, and it's just really interesting. In using this deck, it is handy to have some knowledge of, you know, symbolism in general. You know, this is not necessarily a very intuitive reader per se, I think. Although, you know, whatever. But it's just a really, really cute deck, and I like it a lot. I mean, oh, this one's so good. This one's so good, the Tide card. So there's a lot of tarot influences in here. Erin did a tarot deck. That wasn't necessarily my thing, but the Hollow Valley deck of symbols, kind of rediscovered. This is one of those oracle decks where there's not necessarily a really strong concept behind it in the sense of a theme or a system. However, it's just a bunch of symbols that work really well together. So I don't know how consciously that was the author's and the creator's intention, but it's a really well grouped bunch of symbols that evoke a lot within me for a reading. So yeah, if you can get your hands on this, it's really nice. I really, really, really like this, and I really recommend this. I really admire her nose for potent symbolism, and we'll leave it at that. Another favorite. Oh, I really enjoyed working with this, the Walking Meditation Tarot by Daniel Norman. I really genuinely love this deck. I had a really long talk with Danny, and I was like, I really, really like your deck, even more than I thought I would. It was definitely a slow burner for me. It wasn't an instant, boom, wow, this works amazing for me. I adore this. It comes with 2 little white books. I never read these guidebooks cover to cover. Obviously, with the tarot, I haven't read it for every card because I feel that that's a little boring. You know, they're not really meant to be used as reference books. However, the guidebook to Walking Meditation, pocketbook, I did read cover to cover. This was a lot of fun to read. It's literally a guidebook on, you know, how to meditate while walking. And the quality is really good as well. I really, really like it. The deck is very unorthodox. It has these gorgeous, gorgeous blue, baby blue edges, gorgeous backs, and it's kind of a photo collage style where, you know, the photo is sort of a little bit processed to make it look a bit hazy, make it look a bit painted, and I really like that. I like that a lot. I mean, look at that. That's just stunning. So yeah, I do really like that. I like it. I like it. I like it. So it's very autumnal, very, very stunning. I don't know, all the seasons are in here, but it really, really, really feels like an autumn deck. I think it's really, really adorable and really cute. And for some reason, you know, I don't know, I just love it. I love it a lot. You know, it's weird because I already knew that I would, but I love it even more than I do. So it also shuffles really well, which I like. I don't know, it's just so, I kind of want to shuffle for a card, and every time I see this deck, I want to immediately use it and jump in, and I don't know what it is. This one's special, but definitely like a slow burner, not a and I kind of realized lately that a lot of decks that are kind of like that in the long run give me way more pleasure than that super accessible instant gratification sort of reader. I feel like I don't own that deck, but I feel like I would have had that had I backed or bought the Lobanco Tarot, where everybody was like, this is the next Marielle. And every now and then I'll look at a flip through because it is imagery that really appeals to me, and I'll think, this is not the next Marielle at all. This is just edgy RWS, and there's nothing wrong with that, but Ooh, we got 2 of Wands. This is interesting because there's a lot of creative projects that are always gestating, you know, waiting to take root. But I actually kind of feel like I want to pause that creative, I don't know, that creative development a little bit, because, you know, it's been really overwhelming doing my Kickstarter. And it still is. I'm still getting a lot of messages, a lot of emails that I need to reply to. You know, I'm gonna put everything on hold for a bit until I find my footing again. Another deck I really liked, I'm gonna save my favorite till last, were both these decks by Dreamy Moons. These were they were expensive, y'all, and I kind of bought them on a whim, end of last month. But I don't know, they're like so pretty, and the writing is really good. Like, this is not just some art girl, because honestly, I feel like we get this a lot right now on TikTok and Instagram. We get these art girls and art boys that draw cute things, and they sort of turn their drawings into decks, but then, you know, it doesn't have any rhyme or reason, and it's sort of a, hey, my art looks witchy, and I created 40 drawings, let's turn it into a deck, and slap some words on there, maybe even hire a ghostwriter to do it. But with this, no. There was a lot of intention behind this. So these cards will say a keyword and then some extra phrases or extra words, which I find interesting. For example, this one says flow. Look at that. Look what the light does with this silver. Look, oh my god, there's little stars. I love that. They're literally shimmering and shining. So this one says flow, and then it says see where it takes you. And the cards are on matte stock, but they're drawn in a textured way. Or this one, dream, build castles in the sky. I love that. I really, really do. So they're not the deepest, but I really enjoyed, especially during the last 2 weeks of this month, and we still have sort of a week ahead of us, but in the last 2 weeks, I've really enjoyed being soft with myself. I've missed that. I've missed being soft with myself, yeah. The next one is the Soul Whisperers. Oh, how I always hated on this deck, because this deck has like 33 cards, and to be honest with you, that's not enough. That's not enough. But still, I got it because it looks pretty, you know, and I'm a Taurus and I like glitzy, blingy shit. Once again, I thought that this was just an art girl that couldn't write, only drew pretty, you know, cute illustrations. But she's not. Honestly, her writing in these affirmations is so profound. And also the way that it's graphically designed with sort of the affirmations in the card, I think is really special too. Heal yourself through eternal love and unconditional self-acceptance. Forgiveness will set you free. Stunning. There was one that like almost made me cry even. Yeah, this one. This one says, you can always be kinder to yourself. Like, what the hell? Really, really well written, stunning. I did mention these like a couple of videos ago, or whatever. Still, when we're talking about this month's favorites, it's part of that. My ultimate favorite, one that completely blew my socks off and that I just couldn't put down, is the Neuragic Moon Oracle. That's a hefty glossy box. Look at it though. This 26 card deck, which once again seems like it isn't enough, is so raw, primal, healing. It's very glossy, so excuse the glare, can't really help that. But this is just, it's really dark, it's really stunning, it's drawing you in, it's very of the night, very de la nuit. It's 26 cards, 13 for the new moons of the year, 13 for the full moons. So you could also use this as a monthly pool where you kind of randomly select for the new moon, you know, intuitively select one card and one for the full moon, and maybe repeat that process, or maybe shuffle the two stacks and already have them pre-lined up for your whole year. That could be a really interesting experiment, actually. There's a lot of really cool imagery in here, a lot of like goddess imagery, a lot of, you know, really sturdy looking gals, really primal, goddess, feminine interactions going on here, and I really, really like it. But for some reason, I've never had a deck this tiny, apart from a Majors Only deck, that had such broad, that gave me such a broad spectrum. I don't know, it struck a chord with me. It has been striking a chord with me from the minute I first saw it appear on Instagram, but I missed the Kickstarter and I was kind of like, nah, 26 cards, that's not gonna work for me, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw it in that store in London. I knew I had to get it because this is kind of one of those decks where your rationality will kind of talk you out of it and will kind of make you go, no, you don't need a small deck like that. It doesn't make sense. Well, this has been worth every penny. I literally can't stop playing with it. It's really, really cool, really cool. I may even do like a more in-depth review on it at some point, but damn, love this, the Neuragic Moon Oracle. On to my new shit. So happy mail day. I got this book in, The Wonderful World of Eva. Eva is actually a girl that lives, a lady, a woman, a girl who lives close by, and I met her because I work at the library. We do a lot of like cool events, and I met her because me and a colleague of mine, we very often organize graphic novel conferences, which is pretty neat. I don't know if we're gonna do one next year because it's been a bit like intense for me, you know, next to my work as an educational librarian, also doing a lot of programming, which is not really part of my job, but it's just something that I feel called to do. But I can't keep doing that, so we're gonna have to figure something out. She had just exhibited some art, and I literally had her business card. I still have that in my phone case. And then my colleague Xavier was like, hey, but that's her, by the way. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I started talking to her and I said, your art belongs in a tarot or oracle deck. And she said, well, guess what? It's coming. So more news on that. whenever it gets here, but she is working on divinatory projects. Look at these insides. I love this. I love a good liner page. Oh wow. So this originally was released in Dutch by Clavis. Clavis is a Belgian publisher. They also have an English department in New York. This very much is a book. This is a book for children. But you know, I'm a big child then because I love this shit, and it's very, very Brian Froud-esque. You know, really, really reminiscent of that. We get lots of these profiles of creatures that she has made up or channeled or perceived. She is very clear that this is all fantasy, but you know, reading the book makes it feel like it's real. I wonder how she really feels about that. Maybe I should ask her someday. But I love this. I love books like this. Anything fairy, fantastical beasts, myths related, I just really like. And it looks a little bit art journal-y. So we get, you know, it looks a bit like an art journal, and I really like that a lot. It's really cute. The illustrations are amazing, and I can't wait to get into it. But I kind of want to savor this. I want to take it slow. I love how creepy it is. I mean, look at that. So, The Wonderful World of Eva. Absolutely stunning. Worth every penny. Gorgeously produced as well. I've been enjoying a lot of Clavis's content lately, so yes, can't wait to dive in. Now for the new stuff I got. So I literally have to unwrap this. So I found this at that witch store, the Black Swan Sybil, it was called, I think. The Astrological Tarot. This is a remastering of that old Cartomancy deck, and what I've always like sort of struggled with when seeing this deck was I love the art, I love that style, but how do I use this? Well, you know, and I saw this in the store and I was like, shit, I want it, because remember how I did my reimagining of the Madame Delora? Well, someone else did that for this. And I was like, because I wanted to do one for this because I couldn't really find it anywhere in an affordable manner, but I never had any clue how to use it. And this comes with a little white book. So finally I can learn like how and why this deck is a thing. So I'm completely blown away by it. Honestly, it kind of feels like, it feels really good. It almost feels like it was printed by the Expert Playing Card Company, but I'm not sure about that. But it's very vintage, very stunning. Is this correct? Was this the first? No, this is not the first. So, because I kind of want to keep it in order because I still want to read the little white book. So this has all the signs. It's all in French, but it doesn't really have anything but that, if you get what I'm saying. So it will have the signs, the planets, blah, blah, blah. So it will have this, you know, Venus, you know, it will have that. Can you guys see it? Yeah. But it won't have like a keyword or anything like that. So, you know, this is definitely going to be one where you have to kind of, use the guidebook in the beginning, I think, because there is 3 cards for each, 3 cards for each sign. So I'm thinking might be decans. I'm not sure. Going to have to look that up. And then, you know, there's all the planets that sort of have, you know, the god deity that's tied to them presented as well. They're actually really interesting, honestly, guys. The quality of this printing is really good as well. And there's 48 cards in this, so we also have the Wheel of Fortune in here, but this is called a tarot, the astrological tarot, but this is not a tarot deck. It's an astrology deck, but I'm really curious about how this is, how you can use this, and I was just so surprised to find this and many other indie shit in her store, and I was like, girl, what? Why and how do you have this? You know, like, she was like, yeah, I'm actually from America and I know my shit. Yeah, this is really dope. It even has the original backs. So that's really, really sweet. And I can't wait to get into it and read that little white book because it's written really well. I did peek at it in the store. So this is a really neat set, and it comes in this cute little tray style box, which obviously is gonna mess up the book if I don't do it. But you know, it's cute. It's so cool that this exists, and it's really dope. It's by Vieux Monde Express from America. So I'm gonna see if I can, I'm gonna see if I can find them because this is really, really cool. The other deck I got, and Martin is gonna laugh, I still have to take the plastic off, but I don't know, y'all, I was in a fairy mood today. And I've been eyeing this deck for a while, and I know that this is like, you know, after showing this, going to this, all my credibility goes out the window, and I'm aware of that, but I don't care. I don't care. I want to play with the fairies, and I want to play with Karen K's fairies. So, you know, Karen K is actually, gotta be honest with you, she's a good deck writer. She's not half bad. I mean, it's very easy to, you know, sort of make fun of her. And like I did say, her mermaid deck could have been a second fairy deck. It's not like the only thing that makes that about mermaids is the images in the deck. However, I'm kind of curious, like, I'm gonna show some cards, but I feel like people have seen this, and you know, I know it's a bit dark here. I do have a ring light on, but this is not really a video where you like are gonna get a crisp image of each card and we're gonna do a flip through. No. What I don't get though is why all of a sudden there's an angel here. But okay, there's an angel here. Look. Boop. But this looks good. This looks cute. Cute little deck. It's very, 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 very standard. Like I said before, Hay House, I feel, is very much trying to, it's very much a company, when it comes to their decks, very much, and books, a company split in half, where the one half is them trying to be innovative with, you know, looking at which Kickstarters have done well, and then trying to acquire those creators and take them on. The other half of Hay House still being, you know, a little bit stuck in the past, trying to replace all the huge hits that Doreen Virtue's decks were. So I feel like this is sort of a replacement of Magical Messages of the Fairies or Healing with the Fairies. But you know what? It's cute, and I don't want to hear anything about it, you know? Like, I love it. It's really campy. You know, it's probably just positive shit all the time, no balance at all. but I already love looking at these images, and I'm already getting lost in them. And you know, and I was like, you know, I want to support this small store, and this was actually one that I'd had my eyes on for a while now, even though I initially dismissed it a little bit. But I was like, I kind of want to get into this, I kind of want to use this, and I kind of want to, you know, sometimes it's just enjoyable. Oh, I'm enjoying myself so much right now, guys. You guys don't even know. You guys don't know how much this means to me, and I know a lot of you, you know, a lot of you comment, a lot of you, you know, watch and listen, and don't comment, but I feel your presence, and it's so greatly appreciated. There's actually quite a lot of guys, but there's some guys in this deck as well, which I really appreciate. And yeah, so far I really like what I'm seeing here. So, you know, that's just a little cute treat that I gifted myself today, and that I really like. I really like it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm kind of curious about the guidebook too. So that's all. That's it. I hope you guys liked the video. I'm going to sit back again, relax, unwind, and gear up for an intense rehearsal tomorrow at the Musical Theater Company. So thank you for watching, and bye, bitch.